We put them up. Look, y'all slung on. What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Overthinking Understanding Podcast. I'm your host, Viktoriya Moore, and we are back with another episode. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Before I get into this episode, check out my last episode. It dropped on Wednesday instead of Friday. I either drop a episode on Wednesday or Friday, depending on how my schedule look. But them is my 2 days. Whenever I started out my podcast, I planned on dropping episodes anyway. I planned on dropping 2 episodes a week, but life happens, stuff happens. So if I don't drop it on Wednesday, just check. I know my people who listen all the time. Like I know y'all know, but this is all my people that be hitting me up like, hey, you ain't dropped no episode. Check it out. Go to wherever you listen to my podcast out and check that thing out. How are y'all doing though? All that said, how are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? This episode is gonna be a good one. I'm excited about it. I actually like last week episode pretty good too. Like it turned out a little different than I thought. A little different. Don't get me wrong, my voice I was tired. I was tired. So I already got like a monotone voice. And so like when I'm sleepy, it's crazy. It's real like bland. Put it like that. Like I'm able to I'm able to spice it up a little bit when I have some energy, but it's still monotone. But I could, talk a little bit different. But when I'm sleepy, oh, when I'm sleepy, like I just gotta take. Sorry, I'm fixing the camera. I just gotta take what I can get because that thing be bland as I don't know what. But the episode and the content in that episode is still good. Check that episode out if you haven't got a chance to. Please go back and check out that episode. I had a lot of good topics, gay, straight, brought up the issue about, like I said, I'm not a blogger, nothing like that, nothing like that, not a blogger, nothing like that, but using the baby situation as far as people counseling in support of the LGBTQRSA community or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I'm a part of the community. That don't mean like not trying to make fun of it by no means, but we add a new letter all the time. But like I said, just check it out. It's a very good episode. That was episode 11. I'm upset. I know some people hit me up about the Alaska episode not hitting YouTube. The footage is lost. I lost the footage for that episode. So like I shot the episode, I got it loaded up, and where I record, I guess my media, I put it like that. Like the videos for my podcast is way separate than when I do my voices. And long story short, like the video itself it just got lost. I can't find it. Hopefully I could like find it. I thought I saved it. That's what sucks sometimes with being on the road. You got different like at home, I got this Wi-Fi, I got a secure network. I'm able to go to sleep, make sure my stuff is saved and it's good. For the most part, it's all good, right? But being on other networks and other Wi-Fi networks and stuff like that, like it don't always work out the same. Like, sorry, y'all, I'm trying to get these keys out of my pockets. I'm tired of hearing them. Right there, matter of fact. But yeah, it don't always work out the same. So it sucks. So I guess it didn't save. Because if it would have saved, it would have popped up on my dashboard with my other media, but it didn't. So I'm guessing that it didn't save, and that sucks. So y'all hit me up on me. I'm thinking about changing my background. I don't know, maybe like a banner, maybe like widening my back, cause my camera can move to wherever, right? Maybe like a wider shot, maybe like I got like a sectional type thing in here, maybe sitting up and doing my podcast. And now y'all let me know. Bringing my desk over. I don't know if it's wide enough, but I keep thinking about it. But bringing my little desk over my my little chair just to switch up, like give it a different look. Y'all hit me up if y'all think that'll be good. I'm sorry in advance if y'all hear noise. Like I say in a lot of videos, my little girl be in here with me, so y'all might hear her moving around and grooving, but that's just she should be sleeping in a minute. She be upset. Anybody who got female dogs know they be wanting your attention. And when you don't give them your attention, like they act crazy. Don't get me wrong, I be working a lot where my baby cannot go. So like when am at home, she want my attention more than anything, but you know. But without further ado, let's get into the topics for this episode. Why is love not enough? I feel like love is enough, but relationships and stuff still fail. So, I just get my thoughts on why I feel like maybe why no love is not enough. We're gonna talk about me time versus free time. Me time versus we live in a world where people need more me time. Me time used to be looked at as selfish, or if you got any ounce of free time, then you giving it to somebody else. But we live in a world that understands the significance of me time. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's also now we kind of you got people looking at it like your me time is free time, and that's just not the case. Like, no, my me time is me, not free time for me to fill it up with something. Then when I like when I put my topics out about my episodes, I ain't gotta be in no type of order, nothing like that. But yeah, I just put my topics out. So like I might talk about one and go to the other. I might smoother. My thoughts might trigger me to segue into another one. It's not a big deal. I just say the topics at the beginning so you can know. You know what I'm saying? You want to listen to it, you want to check it out for however long my episode's gonna be. Then I always put the topics at the beginning because it may be something to catch your eye, or maybe a couple topics that you want to stick around for. But sorry about that. Don't On this episode we're gonna talk about don't give what you can't afford to lose. And I actually had a good little dialogue with a person on Instagram because I put this underneath a bankroll. What's his name? Bankroll Freddy. I put it under a rapper's post because he was talking about regardless of how good I'm doing, like I want my money back, and people think because you're not doing good, you want your money back. I'm getting into all of that. I posted it some, and it's crazy. I always give all glory to God, but it's crazy how stuff works because I post stuff on Instagram all the time. You get some likes and stuff like that, but rarely do I just get engaged in a competition, conversation with somebody. But this is good little dialogue, so I might read it off, excluding the username. And then if you can't build with somebody, just chill with them, and chill with multiple people. So that's the 4 topics we're gonna hit again. Why love is not enough, me time is not free time. If you can't afford to lose it, don't be letting people borrow it. And if you can't build with them, chill with them. Let's get into it. That's how we go get into this episode. I might feel a little dry than usual. I was gonna say something about the virus that's going around because I'm fully vaccinated, but I want to put the wrong information out there. YouTube be turning off my comments. Like I gotta figure out how to turn them back on. But YouTube be turning off my comments all the time. I do not turn on my comments, and I try to be selective with what I say because Instagram I make it where I can't promote my videos. Like they'll let me promote some simple stuff, but if I'm talking about something with my opinion, they will not let you promote it. They'd be like, oh, you can't promote it in this country and that country. Like my podcast is all over the freaking world. You know what I'm saying? But tomato. That's yeah, you know what I'm saying? That ain't neither here or there. I was trying to pause before I get off in that rabbit hole. I'm just gonna say before we hop into the first topic, I'm gonna talk about it on the show. You know what? I ain't even gonna do it. Let's just get into it. You know what? I leave it. I leave it for at the end. I leave it at the end. Let's pop it off with why love is not enough. I feel like love is very important. I feel like love is very important. Should be one of the key ingredients to any type of relationship situation, right? The reason I feel like relationships still fail and love is not enough is because we do not have how can I put it? Because I'm saying we as a whole, as human beings, right, as people, we do not have all the same definition of what love is. And I feel like in some situations that work a little bit better, they have a closer understanding or like meaning to what they think love is. So like, mama hush. Sorry about that, y'all. So I can say that and mean that like, um, some people can feel like I'm doing stuff that I wasn't doing in another relationship. and I'm giving more of myself and I'm listening to you more, something like that, right? And it could be like that, and in my mind, I'm loving you more. And then the person that they dating could feel like, love is just this pure, willing to understand and over understand and commit and be there. That and they get together, and the person could exhaust himself showing love the way that they and I'm saying himself, like, look, like I said, I put the L on LGBT, their self. It's not pronouns, it's interchangeable, right? So I'm gonna say, like, but I was saying, like, they can exhaust themselves showing their version of love to somebody who has a totally different version, and in that way you get them people. And this is, what I'm saying, like, in my opinion, but you kind of get them people where it comes off as like love is not enough, and it's not. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like love is enough to overcome a lot of stuff, a lot of adversities. But just like anything, just like anything in this life, like, you have to be on the same page with the person that you're trying to deal with. As long as you on the same page with the person that you're trying to deal with, it's, what I'm saying, it should be good. And love is a very important detail into a relationship, right? But it can't be the only thing. Like, it can't be talking to you crazy, putting my hands on you, don't have patience with you, don't listen to you, not willing to change, but I love you. Then it's love can't be, what I'm saying? Like, I always talk about balance and things making sense. Love cannot be the only thing that you're willing to work on and overwork on. Like, you gotta be like, love doesn't mean I love you enough to communicate with you, but that doesn't mean, like, in that relationship that y'all have good comprehension. Cause I could communicate, I could over communicate until I'm blue in the face. And if you're not comprehending what I'm saying, if I can get you to, cause in a lot of relationship situations, people perception is already gonna shape how they receive the dialogue that y'all having, the communication, the talk or whatever that y'all having, right? Their perception is already gonna mess it up, blur what you're trying to say. So that in turn, it'll throw off their comprehension. So you could over communicate. I mean, you doing your best stuff, you doing your best work, you communicating great, right? But if they're not able to comprehend what you're saying, then it's just like, it's communication. So you gotta be able to work on communication. You gotta be able to in me comprehension. You gotta be able to, when you talking to your significant other or whatever, even a person at work. I'm just saying, like, relationship wise, when I be saying, like, love is not enough, family wise, when love is not somebody you care about, somebody you really don't want to lose that bond with, right? You gotta be willing to work on the comprehension part too, on top of the love. Like, how are you receiving it? Like, how parents be like, I ain't raised you like that, I ain't do you like that. How and I kind of hit on this in my last episode, but you know what I'm saying, it tinkers on the same line. Like, how are you receiving it? What I'm trying to say, what does it mean to you? How do you see it? So love is the top of it. You gotta be like, man, I love you, and I want you regardless of if somebody look better than you, smell better, do better, make more money. I don't care. I love you enough to be like, I choose you, and I'm gonna wake up and choose you every day. Then there's still love at the top. Did I say it's communication? Is patience with somebody. It's the ability to be able to learn and grow with somebody. And some people don't try to do that. Some people be like, I love you. And they be like, you still getting drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still getting drunk. You still talk to me crazy. You still go. And then some stuff ain't bad. Like, you love me and you give me all this stuff, but I'm still telling you that I don't want you at work so much. You don't have to work so much, or you're not giving me enough personal time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have enough time to connect. Love is not gonna be enough. But when people put it like, don't give me love, give me loyalty and all this stuff, like, no, of course love ain't gonna be enough. If you try to make it that love is the only thing that is gonna keep a situation intact, it'll never be enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, love would never be enough for nobody if you work it and you handle it that way. Cause it's impossible to you have this. We are people that are very complex, and it is impossible to just be like love without all these other things. I feel like love should be the base. Like, I'm with you because I love you. I love you. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, your bratty ways, your bad ways, your good ways, even the people I keep around my life. Like I said, we talking about people who you got serious relationships with, right? So from family to significant others, I love your good, your bad, and your ugly. So regardless of what you do and how you do it, as long as you willing to continue to choose me and we willing to grow in areas that we need to grow in, then I love you enough to continue to be with you. That's love as a base though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's love at like you gonna have your good and bad days, but I love you enough to push through with you. Like how some people love their football team regardless if they done won since freaking 1990 or something. Like of course love is not gonna be enough if you just holding it like that. Like, but I do think love is enough if you make it a base. I feel like love is enough to be a strong foundation. Sorry, y'all, I'm drinking more, but my mouth dry more too. So like the brain is funny. Like, I wonder if I'm usually my water don't be with me or be in the room and I can't reach it. I could sit here and do a whole episode and not drink. My mouth be dry, but I got my water right here with me, and I'm like my mouth way drier than it usually be. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, that's just how I feel. Make love a foundation, make love a base. But it's other things that you have to build on top of it. And I feel like this is a good topic to talk about on my podcast because that is overthink understanding. Like just because you got a foundation with no house, it's just a foundation. It's if you could look at it and be like, I'm gonna put a nice house on there, I'm gonna do that. But people be using love is a foundation that is needed. I'm not getting into this relationship because I need you. I'm not here because you know what I'm saying, you need me. It's the it's kind of that concept like you bring a bag and I bring a bag and we could put our bag together and make it bigger. But I'm not just here because you taking care of me or you make me feel like this, but I don't make you feel like this. Like people foundation already be off. People way that they look at love already be kind of different, and then they get in a relationship and they try to force it like I love you so I'm sticking around. I'm love you because I'm sticking around, like, and I can only speak from my personal experience. You know how like you can miss somebody and you can start back talking to them and it's not the same. It's like I don't like I missed you, but then I'm with you, so I guess I didn't miss you. I just miss not having you. Then you got people like you miss, but you know what I'm saying? Like you miss, but you ain't really think about. But you when they did cross your mind, you like I missed them. I let them meet up with them. And when you met up with them, it didn't change. Like you like, bro, like I'm happy I met up with you. I'm happy I got to see you. I feel like that. I feel like in those situations, like I say, when you meet up with somebody that you felt like you missed and you didn't miss them, my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Love wasn't the foundation. When you meet up with them people that cross your mind every now and then, but it just ain't no constant. Like I miss you, but like I said, when they cross your mind, you do miss them, and you meet up with them, and it's like it don't miss a beat, regardless relationship or not, family, friends, any of that. And I done had both sides where it's just like, okay, I genuinely love you, regardless. And I feel like that's a relationship built on the foundation of love. It's nothing to get out. I'm not using you for nothing. You ain't using me for nothing. And sometimes people get carried away from that because I'm gonna take it in it is like some people get carried away with using people and loving the fact that somebody makes them love themselves or love the way that somebody makes them feel, and still in return, like it's still not balanced. It's still not balanced because you love the way that I make you feel. You love the way that I make you feel about yourself. But if I'm making you feel this way and making you perform this way, you're not necessarily able to get it back. So, that's an example. And like I hear that all the time. Like a lot of people get in relationships like that and it still seems like it's thriving on the outside. And even that relationship will last for a little bit until that person start, the person who's giving this person all this love and loving this person in a way that they ain't never been loved before, starting looking at this person to change or do stuff different or just to reciprocate what they're doing. Then you get into these situations like, how was they together for so long and it didn't work? Or they were so happy, like it wasn't balanced. And that person had a lot of energy and a lot of to make it to that 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, 10 year, however it goes. They had enough energy to put up and do that, and they had enough love for them to do that, but it wasn't reciprocated. And people get tired. People get tired. Like you don't just you get drained. That's not being able to get charged. Don't get me wrong. Like we can go down a rabbit hole, different things that supposed to charge your batteries and all of that. But your partner, you know what I'm saying? Like they not supposed to necessarily drain you. And they are supposed to have the ability, like if you is drained, to get you back up to whatever you do to charge yourself. If they're not, you know what I'm saying? Like I can say like this is my source of power, whatever I believe in, wherever my faith lie, right? I could be like, this is my source of power. But at the same time, like I can go to my significant other to get a spark or encouragement. I can go to a friend to get a spark. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like not saying like they my full power source, but I'm able to get some encouraging words or some motivation or some to keep going. Cause I know like you wouldn't believe stuff that people say, but it's just to clarify, like I ain't saying make them your source of power by no means. Like I say, that'll take away from the foundation and the balance. But I do think love is enough to build a sound foundation to keep a relationship or relationships standing. But it is not the only thing. It can't be the only thing, and that goes into if you can't build with them, just chill with them. Just chill with them. And what I mean by that is, I'm sorry, writing some stuff down. But excuse me. What I mean by that is, you can get with a person and you can genuinely have a good time with them, and you could show them your ways or show them ways that work, and they could try to show you ways. Vice versa, right? And they not picking up on it, or the way that they handle stuff in their lives. Because I always look at it like this: when I say build, people will get so gung ho about having children, and they want these babies, but babies going to toddlers, and toddlers going to children, and at a what I'm saying, and teenagers, and then you got a grown person that you deal with. That is your child as long as you live and as long as they live. But some people get so fixated on having a person being like, you cute, I love you so much. I want to create this thing with you. I want to create this baby with you. But this baby, I feel like it's selfish when people create a baby with somebody and don't think about how the person that they created that child with will affect that baby if they're going to be in that person's life. Like it's like that is so selfish to be with somebody that's like the way they handle you is to go be the same way they handle that child. Not saying like people don't grow up and stuff when they have children and stuff like that. Cool. Sometimes it happens. But I'm just saying, if you know that your significant other, the person that you're feeling and vibing with, is not able to handle money with you, how y'all gonna bring a third mouth into the equation or 3, 4 kids into the equation to be like, we gonna take care of them? Like, how does it, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work? Some people should just be chilled with. Like, you want to make a baby, but you, that baby gonna need you just like you need them, or I don't want to know, like you need them is the best word. But that baby is gonna need you, regardless of how like, and I'm only, yeah, I guess I say you need them, because I feel like children do change people and bring out a different part of people, and they get attached to them. Don't get me wrong, but that child needs you from beginning to end of their life. They need you. They need you at your best. They need you to, and at your best, not meaning 100%, but your best version of yourself, to identify when you getting ready to snap, identify when you need a break, when you need some meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need you at your best, this best version of yourself. They don't need you to be in so love. They don't need you to be so in love with the person that you're trying to create them with, that you are not able, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not able to get this child what they need. Like that, I don't know. Like, do that make sense? Was like, I'm gonna have to play it back. But I think I'm being clear on what I'm trying to say. And like, just chill with them. You don't gotta chill with just one person. Like, that's the whole point of dating. Like, if you can't see yourself, like, and I look at relationships like, if I, and like I said, I look at relationships like, if I can't pass away and we have kids and I got a business and stuff going and you can't keep it afloat, or like you can't keep it up, or you that's not even meaning like you got to jump in and be the CEO of it. Like if you can't even pick a CEO to run my company or do something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't, and this is like I said, my opinion on how I look at it when I'm in a relationship. Like I don't need to be with you because I can't build with you. You know, if you don't have, not saying like you behind the scenes, right? Like you get a significant other that don't like to do what you're doing, but at the same time they grasp the concept of what you're doing. That don't mean you got to keep my podcast going. By no means, like you got to come in here and sit in front of this mic. But you can keep it where my podcast continue to be aired. Get my podcast aired on new places. The money that's generated from my podcast, or any business that I start, you able to funnel and do stuff with it, that's being able to build, and you can see that from somebody in their own relationship. I mean, they outside of relationship in their own situation. Like if you were saving money before me, I know I could. I know I could put you on some money and save some money and do this. If you had this work ethic and this drive before me, I know that I could. We could channel it in the right direction. But some people don't. Like some people just, you know what I'm saying. Like my last ex, she was big on the turn up. Regardless, you pay your bills, it's time to turn up. Sometimes if you don't pay your bills, it's always a way to turn up. And it's just like I can't build, you know, I can't build with you. Like you want somebody to love you and do this, but you talking about kids and all this stuff like that is I can't bring no kids into the world with somebody that's more focused on the turn up. Like I say, not excuse me, not talking down, not talking down my ex in no way, but I'm just it's like a difference. And so it's just like we don't need to be together. We can chill, we can be cool, but we can't be together. And that's when some stuff get sticky because people know that they're not good enough to build with you, or they know that they don't match your mindset or your drive or your hustle, or you know what I'm saying, but they still want to be with you. That's where it gets selfish. That's when you as yourself you gotta learn to get in there with them boundaries. Like you know what? Like I know you want to be with me, and it's gonna hurt me to walk away. Or if it's gonna hurt you too much to date, then I gotta walk away. But I cannot build with you. It's different if y'all got the same mindset, like we don't want kids, so and I never put this stuff in her name. Y'all still insist and y'all still just chilling, truthfully. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all could be relationship, married, whatever. You ain't entangling too much of your stuff. You ain't doing nothing that prenup signing. You still have your stuff safe. So whatever obligations and people that you support and take care of, they still gonna be taken care of when you pass. So like if you can't build with them, chill with them. Like it's no big deal. Like you don't force yourself to be don't force yourself to be in a situation with people that's not good for you, or it's gonna hurt or hinder what you got going on. And it gets sticky in relationships because everybody wanna get somebody that they like and they just wanna keep them. And it's like it's a billion people in the world. It's a lot of people to go out there and like not saying, like I say, it's different. She's trying to get in a relationship and it's like, this is my fish. I'm gonna stay with this fish. We gonna work it out. That's cool. But I'm saying, like, if you with somebody and you know, like, you got these indicators and you got this stuff you want to accomplish in life, and you know you want kids in life, you know you want a business, or you know you want to save money. You even if, like I say, I say business is a lot, but everybody not a business type person. But if you know you got investments that you want to do and you want to work a 9 to 5 that's good, you want to continue to elevate it. You want to go on these type of you want to go on these type of trips and have these type of vacations, and you want to be able to retire at this time. That's still building with somebody. You want to bring somebody want to come along with you. You want somebody doing the same thing. And they don't have to be invested in your dream. They have to be invested on y'all building together because y'all walking in this situation together. So are you handling your stuff on your end? You can't come into a relationship with me like, oh, we together and you're not handling your stuff on your end. Like, no, because I'm gonna have to pick up the slack. And me picking up in slack in turn might take down and take away from stuff that I have going on, and I just can't afford to do that. So like I said, like man, like it'll help you it'll help you out. I can't build with this person. And be realistic and be upfront with that person. Like I don't see this I don't see me being able to build with you. But like, you know what I'm saying? We could date, we could chill. If that's what you want, if you're okay with that. Or maybe you having that conversation with them like you're a person that I don't feel like I could build with, and it's cooler to chill with a date, and they be like, well, I'm willing to learn, or I ain't look. People change, but it's a conversation that I feel should be had. Because people that get put in these relationships and then get in these relationships with people, and it's like that should have just been somebody you had a good time with. And there's people that do it. It's people who be on trips. They don't post people faces and none of that. They be like, I'm here with somebody. You hear people talking in the background. You know they there with somebody, but they don't never post them. And they'll make jokes like, this my number, this friend, or she probably talked to this person, that person, but she with me right now. Y'all chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like people do it all the time. Like it's not a big deal to just have somebody you can go on trips with. I'm even learning it for myself. Like if I know and I'm like, I really like this person, because I want to say this in the cleanest way possible, right? The best way possible. You got a type, right? Like people I talk to, people you mess with, let's say they more money focused, or they like money, or they just like having a good time, or they just like the way you treat them. Regardless if y'all together or not, they still gonna like the money you have. They still gonna like the way that you treat them, or let's say the way you make them feel. And I'm not saying like all of it's together. I'm just saying separate things. What'll make a person mess with you, or like talking to you or dealing with you. Regardless if you taking them on trips here, there, every look, this and that, and chilling with somebody else, it's plenty of people that as long as they get you, and they have your attention when they mess with you, or when it's their turn, they be chilling. I think that's just an adult way to look at it, or a mature way to look at it. But that's just my opinion. Like I'm not saying that everybody got to do that, but I do feel like it'll help if people learn to think about like the end goal and the end result that they want. Like, am I building with this person? I'm able to take something to the next level with this person, or this person just make me feel good to have around, or this person just somebody good to take on trips that I can have a good time. You get yours and I get mine. I don't know. Tell me how y'all feel about that. Like, I really want to know. Like, I feel like that goes into the love thing and balance and all of that. But tell me how y'all feel. Like, do you feel like it's cool to have buddies and friends that you can just chill with? And I'm not saying it got to be a lot. Like, some people, STDs is very much real. A lot of stuff is very much real. You don't have. I'm not saying you got to deal with several people, but you might just be a person that like kicking it by yourself, and you selective with who you date and who you choose to actually get into a relationship with. But excuse me, but you have a friend that y'all go on trips and stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't have to be two, three people. Y'all still just dating. Y'all just children. Y'all still just chilling, but you're not necessarily building with that person. Yeah, like, please, like hit me up. Some people like shout out to the people that do hit me up on Facebook and do hit me up on Instagram, and answer questions and get a little feedback. I really do appreciate it, and y'all, they would know. I'm saying y'all, but I'm talking to y'all. If y'all listening to this episode, y'all would know that I always reply, and I'm getting a little bit more active on TikTok, and I will always reply. Like I'm not that person. I will sit there. It may take a minute, and not right now because I don't have that many messages that come, but I will reply because I really like getting that feedback. I'm gonna start putting some of these questions on Facebook just to get the engagement because I really do like. This is just the way that I think, but I'm always open to looking at stuff different ways. This is just my perspective on life, but I'm a very open minded person. I want to see and hear different little opinions. So like, do y'all think it's cool to just like chill? Like, how you a little chill buddy? All that sneaky link and all that stuff. It was what was it? Friends with benefits. Then the sneaky link and all of this, like your granny, like your grandparents say, old school grandparents, not these new ones that be in the club with you. I'm talking about like the older grandparents that be on that. That's your little friend, and they your little friend until they become your wife. I'm talking about that. Not saying like I say, don't dissect it too much. Like I'm not talking about you got to get married if marriage ain't what you think. But I'm just talking about old school grandparents who's on that. Like this is your little friend. And like, this my girlfriend, this my lady, this my boyfriend, this whatever. And to your grandparents, and that's just your little friend. And then when you get married, that's like okay, that's your person because you married and took that next step. Just let me know how y'all feel about that. Me time and free time. Me time and free time. Check this out. I seen this. I had seen this. Was it a meme? It was just a little. Yeah, I think it was just like a little picture on Instagram, and it was like, let's normalize people's me time not being free time. And it hit so close to home because I feel like we live in a world, in a society where you were taught to be so selfless. You were taught to be so selfless, like somebody needs you or you got any ounce of free time. You need to be busy. If you're not busy, you're being lazy, or if you're not engaging with somebody, if you're not, you talk to this friend or then you didn't get to make it to this friend, or you was at work and you got to this child and you ain't, I, I feel like we live in a world that makes it where if you do have me time or free time that could be utilized as me time, it's not able to be taken that way because we starting to get conditioned. Like I say, you being lazy, you being selfish, and you need to give that time to something or somebody. That is not the case. That is not the case. That is not the case at all. Like I would I wish I pre-recorded it in my little recorder and just could hit it a bunch of times. Like that is not the case by any means. It is no way that it should be a problem or that it is a problem that your me time is, I mean, your free time that you utilize as me time is turned into something that is bad. You're not being lazy. People need more time to themselves. I feel like if people had more time to themselves and on some like gathering your thoughts type thing, some building, some just getting a fresh air, doing what you want to. Because if you got a job, you got a 9 to 5, you got obligations, you have to do it because you're obligated to do it. But I'm talking about doing just what you want to do and however long it takes and anything like that. It's just you get to do what you want to do. That is your me time. Like whatever you can do to get back to me. Because you if you're not utilizing me time, I feel like you're not operating as your best person. And if you're not operating as your best person, then you might be over operating as a wonderful wife, a wonderful teacher, a wonderful whatever in your life, but you're not operating as your best person to yourself. So eventually those other areas will start to slack. Like utilize like and don't get me wrong, like you can make it like, how can I put it? Like I feel like having a schedule, making a plan, having like some type of outline, you could work free time and me time into it. Like you can make free time to maybe do something that you've been wanting to do. In the same schedule, you can work in like this is my me time. Like people meditate, people read their devotionals, people sit there and pray. Like what I'm saying? It's your time to do what you need to do. And I feel like it's so important to being and staying the best version of yourself because you can get so bogged down with being everybody come talk to you. You are unpaid counselor because everybody can tell you their problems and people at work um work the mess out of you and all of this like, and you could get so tired. You could get so tired and so bogged down that you do not have nothing for yourself or you can have nothing outside of yourself. It is okay to be selfish sometimes. Words are very important and I feel like we should get back into learning what words mean, learning the definition because selfish like that's a selfish person, they bad. And I'm not saying that um selfish people, how can I say it? Like selfish people that are completely selfish is not a very nice person to have as a friend or to be around. But being selfish in some aspects of your life is good. Like selfish with not over giving all of your time. I feel like that is a good thing because you need it to do whatever. Like I was saying earlier, like your power source. If your power source or what charges your batteries, your religion or what you believe in, or your faith or the universe or whatever, you need time to connect back to that. You need time to sit and talk with the Heavenly Father. You need time to sit and go pray. You need time to sit and go meditate. Go to the gym. Going to cook, going on a ride. Going to do whatever. You need that me time to go do that where you're not necessarily like bothered by other people or the outside world. So like, please take your me time. Like I said, I think it's good. I think it's needed, and be selfish with it because you can be selfless, and people will still walk all over you. People will walk all over you. People will run you down. And this is my thing that I'm learning through my years of growing and just the wisdom that comes with getting older and learning from situations. Right, the same people who drain your energy 9 times out of 10 would never come back and replenish it. Never come back. Same people that take from never really come back and give, fill it up, or over for none of that. Even just a little bit, they never come back. And it's not like it's not a balance. Like they never come back and make you like, man, that's good. Like I give so much to this person and they did like it's never really like that. So it's okay to be selfish because the same people who are gonna be selfish with you and your me time, because the same people who are gonna say that you're selfish is gonna be the same people that never comes back and make you feel like nothing but worn out. Like it's gonna be those same people that never make you feel like, man, that was good. Talking to you was good. Like, and I'm a person like people be like, you cut people off and you good at cutting people off, but I never sit there and just cut anybody off for nothing. If I make a decision to not hit a person up as much or not talk to a person as much, it's been a prolonged thing or like a long thing. I could look back on and be like, I feel more drained when I talk to this person, or this person never makes me feel refreshed. Some people are just refreshing to talk to. Like shout out to Son Jimmy. Like I haven't seen Son Jimmy in years, and when I met up with her, I didn't want to leave her. And she was on the same thing, like you need to get stationed out here with me, just come out here and get stationed out here with me for the rest of the time. But I don't talk to her every day. She hit me up at something good. She get promoted. She need help with a soldier, something, and I can't even just say something big because, but she'll hit me up here and there, but it's not somebody that I talk to every day. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about that real love and that genuine love that you have for people. We don't see eye to eye on everything. It's not like we haven't had bad moments or none of that, but that is a refreshing person to be around. I don't think she never not one time even checked out my pocket. But you know what I'm saying? Like that is somebody that truly I would be around. I would love to be around every day. So it's like that. It's like don't get upset or don't let people upset you and tell you like, man, you selfish. You ain't did this. You be doing all this. You don't be giving this no more. Giving no time to this no more. And it's like, why? We get so caught up on letting people make us feel a certain way, getting caught up in our feelings, getting caught up in our feelings and not taking logic and reasoning and all of that with you. And it's like, why? Why I'm gonna steady give myself to somebody that if they get in a bad mood, they not gonna appreciate it. I could give you, so I can come over here and talk to you and give you this and give you that. And the way that you are and how you set up as a person, as a selfish person, the moment that I stop giving what I'm supposed to give to you, you gonna turn on me or you gonna be upset or you gonna have an attitude with me. I get a perfect example that just popped in my head. I was talking to this chick, right? And we had an understanding, right? We had an understanding. And yeah, I said we had an understanding about whatever, right? And she was doing her own thing, but not necessarily wanting me to do my own thing, but I was doing my own thing, right? Because we wasn't together. And I caught myself feeling this chick, liking this chick, right? She had her own situation, had her own little thing going on. And she had to check me a couple times. Like, don't get me wrong, she'll listen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we doing whatever we do, we talking, I might bring some stuff up. She'll listen to a certain extent. When stuff really hit the fan, she didn't never really want to listen to what I was telling her. Or like when my feelings was really like hurt or I was really bothered off the way she moved off of a situation, she ain't never really want to listen. So a situation came up where she needed me. It was an important situation to her, right? And it's an important situation overall whenever kids involved. But it was kids involved and it was me signing my name on court documents. Now she need me. She done screwed me over so many, and I might have talked about this on other episodes. Not this in detail, but I done brought up different situation from me and this chick I'm talking about. But like, she'll bring up, I mean, I'm sorry, not bring up. She had did so much stuff to me. She had not kept it solid with me throughout, and we talked for like 2 years, almost three, right? Yeah, two and a half, some crap like that. But I'm saying all that to say, when it was time for her to need something from me, like once I finally got away from her, like it was one, like I said, it was one of those situations where you think you miss somebody because you in it. It's like you more like infatuated with it. You crave them. Not saying that it's not some love there because it is, but you know what I'm saying. Like you crave them. Y'all kind of function off of the dysfunction of what y'all got going on, and then you step away from it and you realize like that really wasn't nothing that I needed. There really wasn't a situation that I needed to be steady involved in. It was kind of like that with this chick. So she hit me up. She needed my name on some documents and stuff like that. She wanted me to give a statement about this and that. And she taught me my role. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. When she first hit me up on it, I was like, yeah, like it. Regardless of what's done happen, I'm willing to help you. I need a statement. Cool. I'll do a statement. Or you can do a statement. You was right there with me, like what you need. But then it's like, well, I need your name on it. Hold up, sweetie. Hold up, sweetheart. Like I said, you taught me my place, right? You want me now? You got me stepping out of my place to get into a situation that you done taught me had nothing to do with me. And don't get me wrong, like I said, this is a person that if she needed something, she hit me up. If something hit the fan, like I said, regardless of what she tell people on the outside, how she told them over there, when you needed something or you need somebody, you was hitting me up. And whenever I didn't give to her, I got to see the attitude. I got to see how I got, like a selfish. I got to see really how she felt about it. And like I said, I'm saying all that to just say like it's okay to choose yourself and have that time to yourself. It's okay to choose yourself and get grounded and even just to get clarity on situations because I when I wasn't working or spending time with my family or doing something like that, I was with that person, right? I wasn't all my free time was we time. And it was the same thing on her. Like if she had free time, she was giving it to me. You don't get no time for no me time and that, and then you just get into this little ball and that and you associate your me time or your free time with that person when it shouldn't have to be like that. And that situation went on the way it was, and like I say, she needed my name on documents. I'm like, I'm not. You taught me my place. I'm not finna overstep my bounds and do this, and for you and that person to be good in a little bit, or y'all gonna continue to work that out. I done seen this for years. Like regardless of what y'all go through, how y'all do whatever I feel about it, you can't tell me that I have this major role because that's how it was. Where you had your hand in this situation. No, I didn't. No, I wouldn't be in y'all situation if you ain't come put me a part of it, right? So I can't you can't make me feel or try to play on my feelings to make me help you out. When if I do help you out and you succeed and you able to get it and my statement and me showing up to court actually does do something for this situation, you and that person still gotta work it out. So it's like, no, I'm choosing me. Because regardless, and I'm saying I say, like I say, like, regardless, I cut that person off. And you look up and you like, nothing that person did, I missed or took away from anything that I had going on functioning. Nothing. I can't think about nothing. Like, it was cool when she was able to help do this, that, and the third, but it wasn't nothing that I needed that I couldn't go get from somebody else. It wasn't nothing that I actually like when I'm around this person, it's refreshing. No, we just got history, so it's cool to see you sometime. So I'm saying all that to say, like, enjoy your me time. Make space for your me time, and your me time does not have to be. If people look at your me time like free time, that's on them. Be selfish with your me time, cause you need it. And I always say this, like, people who have stuff going on, or people who do stuff, or people who understand the excuse me, how can I say it? Not people that understand me time, but people that understand. I guess I can say people that understand me time, understand needing me time. Them not gonna be the people that bother you or upset with you for getting your me time. It's gonna be the selfish people who you're giving more than them to make them feel or do. And it's not always feelings, it's money. They know they gonna have a good time with you because you go turn up. So when your free time you done with school or work or your kids or something, like, man, girl, come out. We want you to come out, man. You'll always be getting tired of your kids and your job. We want you to have a good time. But they know you're gonna pay for everything when you get out. That they ain't really bringing you out for that. They like, even if they like you don't pay for everything, but you'll pay for another. Like, she'll take care of my food, or she'll take care of this bill, or you know what I'm saying? Like, just enjoy your me time. Make room for your me time. Don't let people make you feel any type of way for having no me time. It is needed. I feel like it is required. It is another way to recharge your batteries, recharge your thoughts, help you get clarity. Like I said, your me time can be whatever that you want it to be. Don't let if your me time can't be the gym because people want to go to the gym with you, or you know what I'm saying, or you gotta go to the gym with other people, you don't gotta make that your me time. You could go on walks and have your me time. Your me time just don't have to be you alone in your thoughts. Your me time could be listening to a podcast. Overthinking, you make it overthinking understanding podcast, it'll be even better. But it don't have to be. You can listen to any type of podcast. Your me time could be checking out YouTube. Your me time could be taking a nap. But don't never let people, oh, you was asleep from this to this, you took an hour nap. You could have had time to do this, or oh man, I'm sorry, I was asleep. Well, yeah, I needed you. I wanted to talk to you about this, but it's all good. Um, okay. It don't sound like it's all good. Nah, it is though. And I ain't saying that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying that's what they say. I'm telling you, like, nah, it is though. Like, regardless if they do got a attitude or upset about you doing that, it is all good. Cause you deserve to have that time to yourself. You deserve to have that freedom. If and don't get it confused with um because sometimes people are not have no me time or free time, and then so they'll try to take yours. You got to be able to set, and like I said, this is just growing up and learning. You have to be able to set that boundary of people, set that boundary with yourself, because it's not even people. You can't control what people do. You can only control what you allow people to do, and that boundary has to be set with yourself. Like, yo, we have missed me time this many days, or we haven't had me time this many days. We need to chill. So it might not be a specific person. It might just be you like, man, I want some me time today. And it happened to be somebody coming up and be like, do you want to do this? No, man, I ain't, I'm doing other stuff. Or like, no, let me get a rain check. That don't mean you trying to distance yourself or being selfish towards that person. You are just being selfish with your time. You is being selfish with your me time. It don't have to be a specific person. It is important for yourself. And until you get in tune with yourself, you do kind of pick and choose people that you do different things with. Like, this person made me feel like that, and that person, and then you learn that at the end and I feel like I said, it's my opinion. I feel like when you start maturing and you start gaining understanding and wisdom about stuff, that you realize, like, at the end of the day, it's all on you. Regardless of what situation happened, what things can happen, it's all on you to do what you need to be the best version for yourself. It's all on you, and it'll forever be all on you. If you want to make this and do this, people can put you in an opportunity. People could set you up and put you up in this place to have this wonderful, and they give you this wonderful opportunity. But if you have not set yourself up to be ready to receive a wonderful opportunity, blessing, whatever you call it, then guess what? It's just gonna be an opportunity that got set up for you that fell through because they can't perform or do whatever that you need to do to capitalize off this opportunity. It's just gonna be an opportunity that you fumble. So get your me time, get yourself in, get yourself together. Cause I'm telling you, you become a better version of yourself, you are going to be better for other people, better for your job, better for this. And it's not better because you're not, don't get it confused. Don't be better to be better for other people. Be better because in turn, the action of you being better will have a reaction on affecting everything else. But you're not doing it because of other people, you're doing it for yourself. And that's just something that is produced off of you being good for yourself. The last thing we go get into on this episode, don't give what you can't afford to lose. This is coming from a person that has always had a big heart, right? I done kind of brought up some of these, like I said a lot, but I have talked about, I think I have talked about this on other episodes and stuff though. But I'm pulling up the Instagram dialogue that I had with a person. But yeah, like the guy had put about giving money. Like I said at the beginning, the rapper spoke about people think you're doing bad when you ask for your money back, and the principle of it is I just want my money back. And I put under the post, don't give what you can't afford to lose. And that's, like I said, that's truly how I feel. That's how I feel, and that's the way that I live my life, and that is something that my grandmother taught me. Like people talk about OGs and stuff like that. My grandmother taught me that, and it helped me out because it teaches you not to give your laugh. It teaches you not to be so quick to give to everybody. It teaches you to set up different ways if you are gonna give. If that's, like I said, I gotta, and that ain't even just about having a good heart. It's just about, that's the type of person that I am. Like I'm a giving person. I want to be able to give and help people and do around like that. But at the same time, if I know, if you can't, just like buying it, if you can't buy it 2 to 3 times over, put it back. You don't need it. If you can't afford to give and not need it back, you don't need to give it. And that's just at the time. So I put like the guy was like, don't ask what you can't afford to give back. And I'm gonna break down, I'm gonna give my thoughts on the feedback that I said and the comment that the guy made, right? So I said again, the comment the guy said was, don't ask, don't ask for what you can't afford to give back. And that was off of don't give what you can't afford, right? 9 times out of 10, the person that's asking you for money can't afford to give it back. They can't afford to pay you back. 9 times out of 10, if a person is giving you back money, that doesn't mean that they was able to afford to give you the money back. They might not want to lose their relationship with you, or that's just their principle. Like I need this 40, but I know I borrowed this 40, so this 40 goes to somebody else. And I'm saying that to say, and the reason that I'm saying that is because you just learn, like the same people who need money from you probably gonna need money from you in the future, or probably gonna need money from somebody else. And it's not always like that, but generally I feel like that's how it is, because anybody who don't learn, anybody that's not necessarily good with managing money and comfortable with asking their circle or the same people who they ask for money to borrow money from, they comfortable with doing that. They more comfortable than restricting themselves on buying certain things, restricting themselves on putting money to the side, or starting an account that they can't touch, or giving somebody money that they can't touch, and letting it grow. They comfortable with that. So only money that they have is the money that comes in, it goes out. It's like a rotating, revolving door. So if they asking you for it, they probably can't afford to give it back. And the people, and that's why I say it's some exceptions to the rule, because some people, like let's say somebody asked me for 40, I probably send you 60. Some people look at that and be like, I should have asked for more. They got more to give. Some people look at that like, oh, I appreciate it. And I'm looking at it like, I can afford to give you this 60. You only asked me for 40. So if the 40 come back, I appreciate it. This 20 is on you. And whatever you need, this is just the extra. This is just extra. So in turn, if I ever ask somebody, not saying that I do, I haven't had to. I ask myself for money, right? But let's say like a situation happens where I have to ask somebody for some money. I have set up these relationships and made these things with people where they know, like, if I give this money to this person, I know I'm gonna get it back. Not a lot of people like that. It's not a lot of people, and our father taught us that, right? But it's not a lot of people that's gonna give over what you asking for. Cause I'm genuinely trying to help you. Because if you really need this $40 and I only give you 40, you still gonna be broke after I give you this 40. Or this 40 might go into something else. This 20 right here is just for you. This 20 might help you get lunch or something. So the reply to that comment was, that's cool too. I just had my grandmother teach me a different way. Like I say, the reason that I do and I am the way that I am about giving money now is because of what my grandmother taught me. How she taught me, like, you giving that money back. I mean, you done let somebody borrow some money and now you need it back. You put yourself in the bind. So now look, and when you go get that, ask for that, be like, I need my money, and that person don't have it, what you gonna do? Don't get me wrong, like some people have the money and they just not gonna give it to you. It's no difference. If you ain't getting the money, then they ain't giving it to you. You still not gonna have it. If they have it and they feel like you could wait and they could pay you back whenever they feel like it, not saying that is right, but what you gonna do? How many people you gonna beat up or threaten to kill or do this over this money? And I ain't talking. And I see people trip. Like I said, I give out decent amount of money, right? I see people trip over $50, $60. And I be like, dang, like y'all tripping over $50, $60. But it's not, it's principal to them, and is they need that money. You didn't have that to give. I don't stress about stuff like that no more because it is nothing in these, you know, I said in these last 3, 4 years that I have given that I didn't want back. Now coming from somebody that doesn't like to spend money, don't get me wrong, like giving money to people is a horrible investment on your money. Like it's not like donating to charity where you can claim it on your taxes, right? Like giving people, and I'm just saying this is from a person that don't like giving money. I'm saying it like that. Like I mean, don't like spending money or whatever. Giving money, it is no return on your investment at all. Like don't get me wrong, like especially with some of the people you give money to, because like I say, it's not like you building a relationship with a bank or a lender or an investor or nothing like that. That's just somebody who like, hey, I appreciate it. You be looking out for me. You ain't getting zero. Even if you get your money back, then that's cool. You just get it back. But that is like basically zero return on your investment. So in that thought process, like, of course, like I get some money and sometimes I'll be sitting there thinking like, man, like this, that, and the third. But that's just a person that don't like spending. Like I say, like if I spend over $10, I'm like, man, you don't really even need this. But that's neither here nor there. That's just what I was saying. Like my thought process. I'm like, I haven't really, I haven't. I can say in these last 3, 4 years that I haven't been like because I gave somebody money that I lacked something or I was hurting and I was thinking like, man, I should never gave them that money. It ain't been like that. And then it says, that's not a better way. Why ask for something you know you can't pay back? If someone is giving you money, it's not your concern if they can afford to lose it. If they gave it to you, it's because you needed it and you told them a time you would give it back. Like I say, just like with the time, with setting the me time. It has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with them thinking that they don't have to pay you back. Whatever that person thinks is on them. This teaches you to focus in on your finances and it teaches you to focus in on your finances and why you do things that you do. It has nothing to do with them. They not some people think about like they got money, I can ask them, they don't need it back. That's true. Some people think about it like I really do need it. And like I said, if they really do need it and you really helping somebody, you asking for that money back is not helping them. Cause that's another, like I said, they give it to you and they probably still gonna need it back. They still probably gonna need it back. So it don't have nothing to do with that. Like if they needed it and you know they really needed it, when they giving it to you, they probably still really need it. And like I say, it's exceptions to the rules, or it's people that you know that don't rarely ask. I'm talking about people who ask and they get comfortable with asking, and this is something that is normal for them to do. Or if you're just very normal about giving out money and you in a position all the time where you like, man, I should not have gave that money. Now look at me. Or this money that I'm giving is going to affect rent because they really need it. You putting your needs that you need to pay rent to have a shelter over your head and not worry about evictions and late payments because somebody really needs it. No, you really need it. You really need it. You can't afford to give it. You cannot afford to get that money. If you taking away from something that you need to do because somebody's needing them, I cannot give it to you. And then you gotta control your feelings that come with that. Because a lot of times we get in our feelings and we get upset like that person don't never ask or this person don't really ask like that. Or if I don't give it, they child won't better. That can't be on you. That's what shouldn't be your concern. Them needing it, you need air to breathe, you need food to live. What is it like? Food, water, shelter, or something like that. Like air, water, shelter, it's stuff needs and want is different. You want this money to take care of something that you obligated to do, but no, if you need it, you could find other ways to get it. So the reply that I gave him off of that message was, I was like, I don't know you, so I can't say what you do or don't do. But myself, somebody that has been giving money for years, don't give what you can't lose to afford, teaches you not to be so quick to give money, no matter who the person are. It's not always tripping about when it doesn't come, and learning not to trip about when it doesn't come back to you, because it can affect a relationship or have you in a bad position. And it just teaches you how to deal with that person. My comment is just my opinion in the way I live my life. And then he put, like, I wasn't saying just you, I was just saying a general statement. The average person want their ish back, and the average person cannot afford to give what they be given. And that's just true. The average person want their money back because they cannot afford to give what they be given, or they get in their feelings. Even if they up, they be like, I could be more up. It's just like people who will go out there and be like, I lose a 600 today and go make it back tomorrow. No, you lost $600 and then you made 600. Because if you would have had that 600, you would have made another 600. You would have had 1,200. You got 600, so you're in the same position that you was in. That's the same thought process. But people are still gonna mess off their money just to go make. You can't make back money you already spent. No, you just starting over. It ain't making back no money. But the way that we look in our mindset and the way that we look at things is be the reason that we are where we are at in life. So you looking at it like, man, I be messing out this money. I go do this. Even people at high levels, like, it doesn't matter if your mindset is the same, regardless of how much people teach you. You can make billions of dollars. You can do something right and make millions of dollars, and still have that same mindset of, I can go screw off 500,000 and go make 500,000 back. But if you would have kept that 500,000, you would have been and made another 500,000. You would have been a million. You would have had a million. So it has nothing to do with how much money you have going in and nothing. You have to train yourself at the bottom, or train yourself in lesser situations to think a certain way. So when you do, like I said, you get that opportunity to move up to another level, you're able to handle it. Even if you gotta operate it at a better scale. Like, I had a conversation with my brother, and it was like, you talk with numbers sometimes. Like, you'll be telling us prices on, like, how much you pay for this and how much you pay for that. And I had to learn that that's just the way you talk. But we all do that. And in my mind, like I say, like, I'll never mean nothing by it. But I don't even think on the same principle that he do, because, like, if I look at somebody with a nice house coming from somebody who pays their own bills and pays bills, it's like, man, that house is nice, but I know I ain't ready to live in it, because I don't want to, like, I can only imagine what they light bill is. I can only imagine what their water bill is. I can only imagine what they housing, home associates, bill is. Like, it's small stuff like that. Like, yeah, we doing the same thing, but in order for me to be able to do it at a different level, I have to be in another tax bracket. But if you sit there and think like, yeah, it's somebody out there that's paying rent at a different number than me, but we all paying rent. We all paying rent, and we living in different places. And like I say, don't it's not like saying like how Texas you could pay this much money and live here, and like I say, the East Coast you could live here and you could pay less money in Texas and live in a nice spot. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying on the simple fact of, if somebody if you're looking at something more like a decent nice house in Texas, a big house may be cheaper, but a more expensive still, I'm talking like similar house in the East Coast, they bills might be more expensive, but the houses are the same. If you're comparing yourself to doing the same thing, and what you doing or what you have is nowhere near the same as what somebody else got, and this is, like I say, just my opinion. Like, it may be worth it to shift your mindset. It may be worth it to shift your mindset, and then, like I say, if you are paying your own bills, learning to be consistent, learning to not push stuff off. Something needs to get fixed, fixed it. Something needs to be handled, handled. Pay what needs to be paid first, importantly. What's most important at the time? Pay that. Make sure all my bills paid. And that goes into with the giving people money that you need back. Like I train myself to have these different little accounts for I can ask myself for money before I have to go out there and ask somebody else for money. So if I look at my checkings and I know like I'm at my boundary where I want this much money in my checkings, and if I touch it, I ain't gonna have that much money in my checkings. I don't want to touch it because I want to keep this amount of money in my checkings. I'm able to look in another account to be like, okay, this account decent. I could take the money I need from this account. Or I could look at that account and be like, yeah, this account ain't where I wanted that. I'm gonna go into my other money. I'm asking myself for money before I ever have to go out of bounds and be like, hey, can I borrow this from you? And this is like I say, my thought process. You gotta ask yourself, and I give this game to everybody. I have a podcast, so I'm giving it to the world now. But I give this to the people that I talk to, right? Well, the people that I talk to in my daily life, my circle. You gotta sit there and think to yourself, like, is they doing the same thing? And you learn it's different because people I ain't gonna say just ask less because anything that you implement in something new, it takes time. But you learn like they not even doing what I'm trying to show them to do while I'm giving you money. So then you learn how to operate with somebody. Like if you borrow 40 and I give you the 60, I just give you 40, you give me 40 back, you got $40 to come ask for. And if you don't need 40, you might need 60 next time. I appreciate you giving me that 40 back because you good. It's like the bank. You're not gonna go get a loan from somebody that you haven't paid back. But you get comfortable. People who ask sometimes with money get comfortable with people, they'll sit there and go get a come back to somebody like, you never paid me back. Or they'll just go to other places. It's no different. Like, no, you owe me this. And I ain't gotta put it up in your face that you owe me this. It ain't like you forgot. None of that bothers me. I'ma just say like I don't have it. I don't have it to give you. Cause even though you saying that you gonna borrow it, you might not give it back. So when I say that I don't have it to give, I might have it. You might need $40 and I have $40, but I don't have $40 three times over, or I don't have it's the first and rent just came out and this other bill came out. So I know that this money in this account need to sit at this level. If I give you this 40 and something else come up unexpected that I need to handle, this 40 might affect that. I can't afford to give it to you right now. But I'm not asking you to give to, I'm asking you to borrow, and I'm not asking you to understand. I'm just telling you no, I don't have it to give. However, you need to slice it to digest it in your mind. I do not have this money to give you. I got other things I need to do. Just like I say, if I take away from myself, I give back to myself. So if me giving you this money out of this money I made or this money I made, I'm not able to go give back to myself, the person who gonna catch me when I fall, I'm screwing myself. Cause not saying, don't get me wrong, not saying like that money that I'm not putting back up into whatever fund is not at a decent amount. But if I keep letting myself be like, you know what, I ain't gotta put this 40 back up in this money in this account today or in this other place that I keep money at. I ain't gotta put that money up right now. I'm gonna give them this $40. And I get comfortable for that. Somebody else come up and be like, I need $100. And I look, I don't want to touch this account. I want to touch this account. This account, I can touch that. Oh, okay. Boom. And then you look up and I'm like, dang, like why these accounts steady getting lower? This one account that you discipline on and that you won't touch on, you like, this account got this much money. And you be like, why these accounts steady getting lower? Because you're not paying back yourself. And then that's like I say, you get to looking, I need my money back. No. You gotta put that in your head. Somebody come crying, my kid, something that they didn't do right. And don't get it misconstrued where you got somebody who you see put in their work. You got somebody who take care of their kids. You got somebody who sacrifice. You got somebody that like they put their priority first and just sometimes it's just not enough money. Then that's when you give somebody something, be like, you keep that. And it's not like when you give it to them, you let them know. Like they might try to come pay you back, and then I'd be like, I learned not to tell everybody like I don't want it back, I don't need it back. Like it's certain people where it's coming, and those like I say, them people that work like that and they do that, they be the ones who come and try to give you the money back. And I'd be like, no, you keep that. Like, I don't need that. And I'm not the same people who go come back and be like, oh, you let me keep it last time, so I'm gonna ask for more. No. They don't like them, and I'm just saying from my personal experience, them be the people that appreciate it, and they don't even come and ask for no more money. You know what I'm saying? They just like they appreciate because I'm actually helping. I'm actually helping you. If I'm making you get this back, or I'm making you have to pay back, and you need help, and I'm able to help you, then I'm not actually helping you. If I'm making you pay me this money back, then you got some people who you need your money back. And like I say, not because it's hurting you, but you need to set that boundary in their mind. Like you can't just come get money from me and it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you think we gonna be cool? And like, don't get me wrong. Like, if they keep it and they don't give it back, or you see them turning up, or you see them doing all this, you like, bro, you needed that money, and when you asked me to borrow that money, you got it this quick, but you paying me back like this. You asked for the money, and I was like, but now I need my money back, and it's like why so you know what I'm saying? Like why is this so slow with what you giving me? I gave it to you quick because you needed it quick, but you ain't giving me back the same. I don't appreciate that. So then you learn how to handle people. And like I say, it's not maturing and understanding when to do certain things at a certain time. I feel like come with wisdom and come with learning, because every situation is not gonna be the same. Like some people, it might take you needed it and you gave it to them fast, and it may take a longer time for them to pay them back. But that don't mean they somewhere screwing off your money, living it up, and they just not trying to pay you. You got to be able to apply, like not knowing trying to. I feel like that's where the world kind of have a problem and a disconnect with people at now. You kind of try to make it blanket. You learn this new concept of living and you try to make it blanket over everybody. And it can't be that way. And I'm saying it can't be that way because we are too diverse as people. And the people that you come in contact with every day is too diverse to just learn this new way of thinking and just apply it to every person in every situation. You got to be able to learn to this situation I handle like this situation I handle like this situation I handle like this, and so forth and so on. But yeah, I feel like that's good. I feel like I can wrap it right there. I feel like I can wrap it. I feel like I can wrap that podcast up like that. Y'all let me know how this is going. Like I say, check out that last episode. It was very good. I liked that episode more than I thought. I was tired. Like I said, I know I got a monotone voice, so I was tired. You can only imagine how I sound with me being tired. But it's good. Get you some time to check that podcast out. Chop it up, listen to it in pieces. But it is a very good episode. With that being said, like I said, I'm gonna wrap it up. Be good, be genuine to people. Thank y'all for checking out Overthinking Understanding podcast. Sorry. Thank y'all for checking out Overthinking Understanding Podcast. Check me out on YouTube at Overthinking Understanding Podcast. Check me out on Facebook as Overthinking Understanding Podcast. Then I have a page. Like I said, it's two Facebook pages. Facebook created it like that when I made my creator page. So my creators page is going to say Overthinking Understanding Podcast. My Facebook page is going to say Overthinking Understanding. Send me a friend request. My Instagram is it Overthinking? My Instagram is OTUS underscore podcast. OTUS underscore podcast on Instagram. Check out my TikTok. Yeah, check out my TikTok. Overthinking Understanding podcast, if I'm not mistaken. If not, you type in Overthinking Understanding. Like, I don't think it's gonna be too many people with that name. But with that being said, I love you. You are enough. Go out there and be genuine to people. Get you some me time. Don't let nobody take away. Don't let nobody confuse you for free time. Get love as a foundation. If you ain't trying to build with somebody, just chill with them. And if you can't afford to lose it, don't be giving out your money. And that's it. I'll see y'all next time.